Welcome to Gamers, Gooners, and Late Stage Capitalism. This is an Operation Bounce House review. I'm
Yep,
John.
real
Wow.
good, real good.
That's Ann. That's Dan.
I'm surprised. That was what an intro. What an intro.
Really
You
solid.
you were cooking something up there, buddy.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I was ready for it.
Gamers and Gooners.
And Late Stage Capitalism. How else
And
would you
late stage
describe this book?
capitalism.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yep, that's pretty much it. You got it.
That's my spoiler-free
Review
That's my
over. Review.
Yeah.
that's my spoiler-free review. Gamers, Gooners, and Late Stage Capitalism. And don't
Sounds
download
about
AI.
right.
Or do.
Or do.
We'll get into
Download.
that.
Hey, listen. Download AI if you're willing to be nice to the AI.
I'm always nice.
Yeah.
I say please, I say thank you.
Many people say this.
Always.
Yeah, Operation Bounce House. Matthew Dinniman's not his first, but I think it's his first book since the blow up with DCC. So I know he had
That's
Kaiju
not
Battle
Dungeon Crawler
Surgeon.
Carl.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
Dungeon Crawler Carl. His first blow up. 'Cause I don't think he's done any short stories outside of the DCC verse. I don't remember.
Was the ones that he did for Dragonsteel in the compendiums?
You know what?
Were
Yeah,
they
I think
they Dungeon Crawler Carl?
I don't believe so. That's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah, that was out of Grim Oak Press, the DSN. But yeah, Operation Bounce House, his first big book since DCC. What do you guys think? What was your thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams?
I had a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings. I had a lot of hopes. I was very excited for this. We haven't really talked. I guess we have talked a decent amount about Dungeon Crawler Carl, but we haven't done a full-on Dungeon Crawler Carl episode, which I think we should.
We should, yeah.
Because
we all
all of
love
us.
it. Yeah, we all love it.
Yeah.
So good.
I think I went in expecting Dungeon Crawler Carl, and it was not that. The more that I've thought about it, the more time I've had away from it, I like it more than I originally did. But it was not my favorite. I think I just went in a lot like you did with Strength of the Few, where Will of the Many ruined Strength of the Few. I think Dungeon Crawler Carl ruined Operation Bounce House for me.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of feel a little similar, but for the flipped reason, I thought it was too similar to DCC while not being DCC. And I was
Sure.
I just wanted it to be Dungeon Crawl, which is what a tough problem for an author to have. He wrote something so good that we just want to get back to that world that we're
Yeah.
because Operation Bounce House is a good book. From A to B, it's a good book. But
It's well written.
well written. It's funny. It's very, very similar feel to DCC. It's just not DCC. So when I read it, I was I'm enjoying this, but I want to get back to Carl and Donut.
Mhm.
I kind of disagree with both of you, honestly. A little bit, in different ways. John, I actually had the opposite experience of you where I read reviews in advance that were people who read it hoping for DCC, not getting DCC, and being disappointed. So I was pre-warned for that. So I did not go in expecting DCC. I went in kind of being I know this is going to be its own thing. It sounds like it's going to be a little more serious. And even though I did not have those expectations, there were still some things that I took issue with. I felt it dragged a little bit, especially in the beginning. It was very much a slower book, which I think was a little bit on purpose to construct a certain different kind of energy from DCC, which this is where I sort of disagree with you, Dan. I think it is unique enough from DCC that it very much is its own thing, I think. I mean, if you look at the individual elements of, underdogs within AI, they're fighting the man, then yeah, I guess in that way, but it was very much different, not tonally. I can't speak on the differences. Maybe later as we get into more of the discussion. But I didn't really feel the similarities to DCC, except if you picked out individual elements.
That's fair.
But constructed all together, I think it turned into something very different. The premise is all colonist Oliver Lewis ever wanted to do is run the family ranch with his sister, maybe play a gig or two with his band, and keep his family's aging fleet of intelligent agriculture bots ticking as long as possible. As a fan of Earth television and culture, he figures it'll be a good thing when the transfer gate finally opens all the way and restores instant travel and full communication between Earth and his planet, New Sonora. But there's a complication. Even though the settlers were promised they'd be left in peace, Earth's government now has other plans. The colossal Apex Corporation is hired to commence an eviction action. But maximizing profits will always be Apex's #1 priority. Why spend money printing and deploying their own AI soldiers when they can turn it into a game? Why not charge bored Earthers for the opportunity to design their own war machines and remotely pilot them from the comfort of their own homes? The game is called Operation Bounce House. Oliver and his friends soon find themselves fighting for their lives against machines piloted by gamers who've paid a premium for the privilege. With the help of an old book from his grandfather and a bucket of rusty parts, Oliver is determined to defend the only home he's ever known.
So I think I think we all kind of gave like our spoiler-free review, and we'll
Yeah.
now move into full of spoilers. So if you hadn't read the book, or if you have read the book, or if you haven't read the book and you still want to know what happens, stick around.
We'll talk about it.
All right, full spoiler starting 3, 2, 1 now.
Everyone dies. No, that doesn't happen.
This is a mostly happy story.
It is. It's
What?
pretty light.
At the end,
I don't know if I mean,
It's a
I
happy
don't
ending.
think that's true. I simply don't think that's true. There was carnage. There was massacre. There was like genocidal levels of like massacre going on.
you
I mean,
you know
just
what? I did
because
Yeah,
I
but
did
like
forget. Just
Oliver
because.
wins, he gets
just
the girl, and they're safe. It's a happy ending. It's a happy ending for them. Like objectively, they won. There's a lot of death around, but like
I kind of forgot they
Oliver.
genocided the whole planet. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they weren't even on page. Like, who cares about this place? They weren't on page. We don't care about them.
I
We care
feel
about
like
Oliver
I
and
feel like
Rosita.
that's exactly the point of the book, where it tries to impress upon you the weight and the seriousness of all of the deaths that do happen by establishing the community in the very beginning and doing the documentary and trying to, and like through Oliver's reactions, he's really devastated in like a numb, horrified way. Like it very much goes into like the absolutely horrifying things that happen to the people who are like the victims here. And I mean, from the gamer's perspective, it's they're just all NPC fodder or whatever that don't have stories or faces or names. But it's very like the whole book is just very much these are human beings with lives, you know.
yeah, I get that.
Agreed.
You're right,
I still
Anne.
think it's still a happy ending, though. I will argue
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it is definitely they all pretty much survive. I was kind of expecting at least like one of like the
Like
core group
Sam.
of friends to die.
Yeah, I thought Sam had all the
Or
death
yeah, or
flags.
something. And I mean, like technically, Oliver does lose his body, but he gets it back, so it's fine. Like there's
Yeah.
not really any
That was a part of it. I was like, oh, like there's not
Yeah.
really. I mean, besides the whole community being
consequences.
trash, but there wasn't a lot of consequences for our
Yeah,
main
for like the
cast.
main core group.
Main core, yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like it's so bleak that having this happy ending where it's, yeah, they do survive and they can rebuild and they do chase off the corporation and stuff. And the AI are released and they're going to cause consequences for the rest of the Earth. But Roger's here and Roger's chill. So it's fine for these settlers who are just have their community and are just farming and stuff. I think if it had been a bleaker ending, it would have been too bleak of a book. Low-key.
The other difference between Roger and the Dungeon Crawler Carl AI is Roger's a lot more mature and does not have a foot fetish.
That is true.
Yeah. I love Roger. Roger's great.
I liked Roger. He was my favorite part, while also not being like a least favorite part, but that was the part, one of the moments that like I was like, oh, like this is very like DCC to me without being DCC. I was like, we have an AI. The AI is like helping our main guy, but Roger is like objectively like a good, well, maybe not objective. He's a good person for Oliver. I'm not sure you could say the same for the AI for Carl.
Nope. Mm-mm.
So
No.
Roger's on
No,
our
that's
protagonist side.
yeah.
Well, I
Um,
mean, at the same time, is Roger a good person? Because he's like, I'm gonna kill everybody on Earth.
which I was rooting
No,
for. I was a
he's
little upset with
not.
Oliver
You
for being a
can't.
little.
What?
No, I'm tired of this. Oliver, who's never been to Earth, is like, well, like I don't know if we want to like really attack them. And like Roger's like, well, they just tried to genocide our planet. I'm gonna go over there and stop them.
A few people did, not the entire, like, probably like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 billion people that live there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, you gotta get Roger over there. He's not like going full balls to the wall yet, but he's like, hey guys, here's a warning. I'm here. Leave my people alone.
No, he
And I
said he
think
was
it's a
gonna kill them all.
might also, yeah,
He's
that's
painting with a
probably.
broom.
No, no. Wait, I don't know if you guys maybe just don't remember it because it was so long ago, but Roger intends to go kill everybody on Earth, but then he's like,
Yeah.
I decided, because Rosita's documentary and
Yeah,
like the efforts of the nonprofit that was kind of like trying to stop this from happening to Oliver and Oliver's planet, that the majority of people's response to that was to be more understanding and empathetic towards them. And so Roger was like, okay, it seems like, most people are fine. And
Yeah,
so he
but
was
I
like, all
mean,
right.
but that's after like a lot of like heartfelt messages. His first response was, "I'm gonna kill everybody." And
Which is valid.
I think it's valid too. I think it's a
Roger's from
valid
the previous
response.
AI that killed off the whole middle generation.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
that.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
he was the ship's AI, the one that like tainted all the pods. Or he doesn't remember if he is, but like that's kind of like a hint, hint, wink, wink. Like he is.
no, he did. At the end, I thought he said, "My progenitor, who was copied from, did
Oh,
this."
okay. Okay, that's right. I thought he made a comment about like deleting that memory for one of his iterations. So he didn't know if he was. Um, but yeah,
I
no, I
don't
was Team Roger.
remember. I don't remember clearly. So if anybody does, get in the comments,
Yeah,
please.
correct us.
Please.
Um, but yeah, I was Team Roger. Like I know like Earth is a lot of people and it's only a subset that's attacking the planet. But when Roger's like, hey, like I'm gonna swing back, Oliver's like, well, like I don't know. I'm like Oliver, like they just killed 95% of your planet and they're gonna kill you guys like today. Like go.
Dan, you can't paint with a broom.
They didn't have a brush. They had a Roger.
Roger is an AI. He has the capacity to be that targeted.
And well, he ended up being that target, so it worked out for both of us. I'm team.
But I'm just saying, like,
I
you
support
can't.
Dan's bloodthirstiness.
Ah, I
I'm
Dan's
wanted
just Dan and Ann are team war crime. I'm just
the
like,
war crimes
guys,
happened
come
to
on.
us first. You
You live
responded.
on Earth.
retaliatory war crimes. War crimes are okay if they're done in. No, actually, wait. No, I have to pivot. because because I just remembered this is the premise of the Poppy War. Spoilers for the Poppy War. If any of you are watching this video and haven't read it, don't. If you haven't read it, but you're thinking about doing it, don't bother. But the premise is, oh, they did genocide to this one character, so she did genocide to them, and I'm just like, no, girl, that's not girl boss of you. Stop doing genocide. So I have to pivot actually because I hated that in the Poppy War. So
That's fair. I was Team Roger. I think Roger was a good guy, and he made the right decision at the end. But it was hinted at. Like he made a little comment at the end there. They were doing something, and Roger's like, "You put me back online, or else." And I was like, "Oh, what happens if it's or else?"
I mean,
Roger was my favorite character. That he was a cool
He's the best
AI.
character.
Yeah,
yep.
he was really
He's.
funny. Um,
I like Roger friend number one, Lulu unqualified babysitter number one, like Roger friend number three. Like
love that.
Really
The
funny.
titles
the
were
way
fantastic.
he just couldn't learn any of their names and just gave them like objectively hilarious nicknames. That's fantastic.
That's a good
That's
time.
fantastic.
That's a good time.
You was a wild character, Lulu, the OnlyFans girl.
Yeah.
Wild
Real
character.
friends, bud.
Real friends. I was like, wow, like this is like I felt like this was a ballsy choice. Did she land for you guys? I was a little mixed on her. I was like, oh, like it's definitely like a ballsy character. Um,
She did not land super hard for me, but I think I get what he was going for. and I kind of liked it, but it was just because she was like the bloodthirsty sister. You know what I mean? She was pro genocide.
Yeah.
She's the Anne of the group. You know what I mean?
Loves her some war crimes and some screen
um,
times.
Yeah.
and like I totally
Honestly.
understand her. Oh, go
Oh
ahead.
no, keep going.
I was like, I understand her perspective. Like, if someone was like killing everybody that I loved, I'd probably want to paint with a brush, with a broom too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. It just didn't quite land with me. I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I resonated super strongly with any of the characters, but
Yeah.
that's just because I think it was, I don't know. I think I didn't resonate with any of the characters except for Roger, who was just really funny. But I think that
yeah,
is partly due to just the more serious nature of the book. Like it's a
hmm
sadder, heavier book with characters who are going through something really hard, and there isn't a lot of individual development for each of them, I think, because this is literally just like 5 days or
5 days.
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, this is literally like 5 days, and you're not really going to get to see a lot of long-term development, which is what really connects me to characters personally. I think that if we were able to spend more time with them, we are able to with DCC characters. I think that they definitely have the meat of characters that I could resonate with a lot. But it's just due to the structure of the book and the focus of the time that is spent on more just talking about the community and how all of their relationships with one another, and also a lot of time on technical war game setup stuff, which I personally didn't really love. I'm not a very visual person, so I really struggled with, like, they would just list all of these, like, this thing is going here, and this thing is like this, and this thing is
Yeah.
like that,
I
and I would
tuned
just
out a
like,
little bit of that too.
I was just
hmm
dissociating the whole time.
I
um,
followed. I liked it. I was like,
I'm
pew
happy
pew
for
pew
you.
pew
Yeah. And I mean, like, there is
pew
a
pew
good
pew. Pew.
chunk of that stuff in DCC, but I feel like the proportion of that in DCC is a lot lower than it is a lot lower than it was in Bounce House, which, especially since Bounce House is just a standalone, made it more of a challenge for me to get more engaged with the book, especially in like the
Sure.
first half or so.
Sure. I think another thing about that is with Dungeon Crawler Carl, I think it's really easy to take yourself out of it because it's a dungeon. It doesn't feel real almost, if that makes sense. But this is someone like a giant corporation coming and taking your home, essentially, which is a lot more realistic to, oh, like this dude's just trying to protect his house, his home, and his land, and a corporation's coming to take it. I mean, relatable, you know what I mean?
Yep. Little too relatable, little
Yeah,
too
like
close to
it's
home.
exactly. It's like it's a little bit more real, I think, than Dungeon Crawler Carl, which while has a lot of themes that make you think, right? This is like a little bit more of a direct correlation, I think.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I almost think my problem with trying to like visualize all this stuff, not that I was like bored with the visualization, but DCC, it sticks with you because it's so absurd.
Hmm.
It's
hmm
just absurdity, and I think that paints a very vivid picture in your mind. Whereas this, like after a few like different like the mech upgrades, like in my head they all just look the same after a while. I was like, okay, like this is humanoid mech.
Yeah,
This humanoid mech has like forearms, I guess. This one has like chainsaws. So there's nothing like really like that was like oh like nothing like really stood out past like the generic concept of like a mech, at least in my head when I was like listening to it. So I was like certain things were getting described. I was like, all right, like it's just another mech. Like this one could probably do something different than the others, but it's still a robot, a humanoid robot to me. Like it's
Right.
nothing as absurd as Crack Karen
yeah.
from
Yeah.
BCC.
Crack
So,
Karen.
yeah,
Dan, I feel like you're a Modern Warfare 2 veteran,
yeah.
and I do not picture you being a Modern Warfare 2 veteran,
No.
but I did.
I play like Overwatch,
Okay,
Valorant, Apex Legends.
okay.
It was like a bunch of
I've played,
Pathfinders.
what is it called again? I played that one, Rainbow. I played Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh wow, that's a
Oh,
tough one. I was not great at
that's a
that one.
banger.
I mean, I was bad at it. I was extraordinarily bad at it, but it was what my friends were playing, so.
What I was really getting at was picture it's 2010, and nobody thinks anything is going on, and you just hear the most vile things in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, and you're just trying to play video games. You just get home from school. You're like, buddy, I'm just doing this before I start my geometry homework. You don't have to call me all these slurs. I don't even know what half of them mean. I'm 14. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
That's so
And
funny
that was
because
the energy of the gamers.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, some of the insults in the book, which are like they're all like I had some good laughs listening to a few of them, but like I grew up in the Modern Warfare lobbies. Like I was like, there hasn't been like obviously it's not that type of book where I'm gonna start throwing out slurs. But I was like, there's been a lot worse things said in video
Yeah.
games than what we're just doing. I'm like, this would have
Uh-huh. Oh,
like
that's
this would have
dire.
phase a whole generation.
Yeah, my gosh, yeah, because Dan, like we're about the same age, so
Yeah.
and we played a lot of the similar games, I think. So I just remember the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies and just being heckled and screamed at, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just like I'm 15. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my god.
Why aren't you flanking? I don't know.
What's that? What's that mean?
Yeah, exactly. What's that mean? So actually, this is super funny. I think I was young. It might have been eighth grade, and we were playing Modern Warfare 2 at my buddy's house, and this dude started talking about magic mushrooms, and I went home and I asked my parents. I was like, "What are magic mushrooms?" And they're like, "Why do you want to know?" And I was like, "I was playing this game, and like someone kept talking about magic mushrooms." They're like, "Don't worry about it. It's not real. Like it's
It's
just
Mario.
yeah, pretty much." And I was like, "Okay."
God.
Man.
Well, I liked the documentary cuts in the book. I thought those chapters were
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, thought they did a good job like breaking up the pace of it all. To the plot, I like bought into the plot. I thought it was fine. The big corporations like, oh, we want to arm the farmers to make it more interesting. I was like, yeah, like I bought in. Like
Sure.
that made sense for me. Like that was fine.
I
Um,
liked that they were definitely like the corporation was playing with fire. They're like, "Oh, I accept this risk." Like
Mm,
even though knowing that
yeah,
there is they called it like a producible AI, I think.
yep.
At a certain point, if you see something that could be like a universe killer, do not take that chance, I guess. But think about all the money.
think about the money.
Classic corporation. Classic corporation. No, it
Well,
Yeah.
all
I actually
felt
liked that the
very.
corporation guy said no. Like, didn't he say he wasn't going to take it off planet? I thought he said he was going to
That was
blow
the
the planet.
contractor.
Oh, okay, that was the
Yeah.
The
contractor. Okay,
contractor was like, "You guys are crazy."
Eli Opal.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was an interesting character of like, oh my gosh, like this world is ending and it's just because I made a few bucks. And not just this world, my world. And when he was like, hey Lulu, when he was talking to Lulu, like, hey, if you make it through this, look me up on Earth. Like,
God.
like the audacity of just, hey, we should get a drink.
That's also classic corporate headquarters guy.
I
Just
don't know,
shoot
I've
your
never worked
shot.
in a corporate headquarters.
I mean, like if you've ever watched what is it called again? Not Severance, not Leverage.
Succession.
Succession. Yes, thank you.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, one of
Yeah, but
those.
that's like a TV show. I feel like that's not like it
No,
can't be.
I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
pretty accurate.
Are they? I don't
I
know.
would,
Like I said, I
yeah,
haven't. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
I
I mean,
believe
like
you.
from the brief brushes that I've had with like corporate headquarter people, it is they're crazy.
I actively avoid everything like that.
Yeah,
So
that's real. That's real. I mean,
That's
like
fair.
it's just when you're a certain level of rich, you're just disconnected from reality. Like we're always
sure.
saying, John.
Yeah, I believe it. From what I've read online about this book, it's the most 2026 thing I've ever seen. It's either people love it or they just hate it.
That sounds about right. I mean, I think it's I think a lot of people are put off just because of like what you said, John, and also what you said,
Hmm.
Dan, which is just like expecting DCC and not getting DCC. And then I think another
Sure.
factor is just like that it's more serious and it's not as fun
Hmm.
and silly as DCC is. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't think that is necessarily. I don't think that's necessarily an objective judgment on the book's quality. Like I think
You think
it's
it's more emotional?
very much so, very much so. Which is, kind of a little sad to be like, oh, this book has a lot of value, I feel like still,
I
but
agree.
because of emotional, influences, people are like, oh, I hate this book. But I mean, I also think that they're like, I really, really did feel like it dragged a lot in the beginning. It was hard to engage with, but there were definitely still moments that I felt like, oh, Matt Dinniman is doing his thing again of just making it so
Cooking.
like the humanity, like that's why I felt like all of the characters, even though they didn't necessarily super hardcore resonate with me, all definitely had the potential, and they felt very real in a way where it's they didn't necessarily get fleshed out that I in a way that I could see and witness on page. I knew like they have a lot of the potential there. You know, they're three-dimensional still.
Matty Dimes is a 5-star chef, dude. He just
Yep.
cooks.
Matty Dimes.
Yep.
All right. What do you think about the Roger copies being different from Roger and coming up with their own names and being all that stuff?
I think it was fun. I think
Yeah,
it was
that
fun.
was
I
good.
think I like the exploration of AI.
Hmm.
I have a good time with that. I don't know if either of you guys ever read Murderbot?
Yeah.
I read the first two.
Yeah, you should read
Dan,
the
you read
rest of
all
them.
of them.
Yes, I've
Yeah,
read
I
all of
read
them
all.
twice. I read Murderbot and Dungeon Crawler Carl around the same time in 2024, and then 1 year later, I reread them both around the same time. They're just such comfort rereads for me. And coming up 2026 summer, maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll reread them both for the third time. But they're both really good, and I feel like sort of deal with similar things in terms of they're both set in a dystopia of sorts, a space dystopia. They're very different series for sure. But Murderbot also has like a thing with like a documentary, which is fun, and Murderbot also has like AI copies and stuff, which is fun. So I always enjoy it. And then kind of circling back to what Dan was saying before about Roger being like a good guy and the whole tangent that we went on in terms of Roger and like his decisions and stuff. I mean, I think that he's not a good guy because he's not a person. I think that AI, and I think that Matt Dinniman very much writes AI as something not necessarily a person. Like they're not brains work differently, but like their brains work sort of differently.
Sure.
So I
I
think
would
that.
disagree
Mhm.
on the point with Roger. He's not a person, but he's very much like a sentient being, right? Like they
Absolutely
have their own
sentient.
people, and
Hmm.
I guess they're not humanity, but whatever you would call it for AI. Like he has people, he has his own objective, but wants to like keep his
Right.
AI people safe.
Yeah.
That's very
And
human,
alive. Yeah,
and
I
Definitely.
think
alive. Yeah,
What
I agree with Dan. I think he's got a lot of human traits and characteristics, and that he definitely loves Oliver and Lulu.
yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. No, I'm not saying that they're not human in a way that's capable of caring and feeling and stuff, but neurodivergent people and just ostracized people have always really, really related to characters that are like robots, AI, types of characters that are othered from,
yeah.
normal people, normal humans and stuff. And there's a reason for that is because their way of thinking is different on a fundamental level. Even though they do still have those core like human traits, which are like empathy, like caring, feeling, etc. and stuff, it is different. And I think that that's something that Matt Dinniman does portray accurately.
I thought it was bold having an AI as a good guy in the sense that like he's on the team protagonist as like a character in 2026 with all like the AI boom happening with like writing the energy consumption, like how that is right now with like the talk on AI in our own world. Like Roger is a good guy for the protagonist. Like we root for Roger because he's helping our characters. Outside
Hmm.
of it, whether he's good or bad, like who we can really get into that, but for the book, he's definitely a good guy for the
Oh yeah,
protagonist.
he's
So I thought that
sure.
was a
Yeah,
bold choice. I thought
protagonist.
that was a bold choice. I was like, oh, it's 2026. Like everyone's, he's easy to hate on AI right now. Like it's just that's everyone.
I
There's a
mean,
lot of talks going on about it.
I really didn't see it as bold at all just because the AI, fictional AI, are so vastly different in capacity than real world
Oh,
AI.
Oh, for
Is like
that
sure.
we
the
know
main
so far.
is the main thing. So I feel like Roger as like AI is less of like, oh, this is like a real world AI, like if it was just like super actually capable of unique or original thought or whatever. But I think it's more reflective of one of the messages is very much oh, you get out what you put in, you know? like with Roger, people put in love and care and community. And that's
Yep.
why Roger eventually, decided to protect his, the community. And when people on Earth were like, oh, we actually care about these farmers far away on another planet, Roger's like, okay, like I can see like the good energies and stuff. But I don't know, maybe something happened with I don't remember what the previous iteration of Roger that destroyed the middle generation or whatever. But I don't know, maybe people on the ship got so crazy and toxic that Roger's previous iteration was, we gotta raise the Earth. We gotta raise it. And not as much like, oh, like AI have their own individual capabilities to decide, like they've got like, what is it called again, agency and their own predestination.
Okay.
Maybe
Nailed it. I went to CCD as a kid.
Roger oh, it's not saying that, oh, AI have agency and stuff. It's more saying, oh, you get out what you put in, and like people have the capability to influence things based on the decisions that they make. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Okay.
maybe I'm crazy.
No. Hey,
Yeah. Well
I
said.
respect your opinion. The internet might not, but hey, I respect it.
Well, the internet is welcome to come for me.
All right, that's all I got. Do you guys have anything else?
I do not.
All right. Well, bye everybody.